Today, we are going to discuss about 5 business lessons that new coach or new business owners learn too late about digital marketing. So if let's say you're a new coach or new business owners wanting to try out the digital marketing, putting ads in Facebook or Instagram or any other platform, this is the video that you should not miss out. This is June because I was born in June, and welcome to my amazing live today. And we are going to talk about the top 5 business lessons that every new coach or new business owners should know about marketing. So if let's say you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel or join my Facebook group, feel free to subscribe over here and join my Facebook group at amazingstory.co. So the first ever business lessons that I see a lot of people are making is actually selling on the first day. The reasons that they sell on the first day, all right, is because they don't understand this concept that we call about the temperature of your audience. So what do I mean by temperature of your audience? Okay, we have 3 temperature in generally. We have 3 temperature for our audience, starting from cold audience, warm audience, and hot audience. So a lot of new entrepreneurs out there, when they are diving into digital marketing in the first place, they want to sell a product to an audience that don't know about them. Like, just imagine this. Imagine you just meet a guy or a lady for the first day, and you know that you want him or her to become your husband or wife in the future. Will you actually ask them to get married with you on the first ever day? Probably not, right? Because your future husband or future wife right now, they don't know much about you. They are in the cold audience. Okay, so that is where we need to move our cold audience to warm up a little bit by starting to date them. We date them to movies, we date them to lunch, right? We build up the rapport, and then we build up the relationship, leading them from cold audience to warm audience. And after dating for about, just imagine this, if let's say you have dated your another counterpart for just one date, it is impossible to ask them to marry you, right? So that's the reason why you need to date for a little while, warm up your warm audience, and then up until maybe you guys have dated about 1 year, okay, or 2 years time. It's time, you know what, to ask them to marry you, right? So that's where is your hot audience. So the problem with a lot of new entrepreneurs out there is that they do not understand that is a different temperature in terms of our audience, and they sell on the first day. So what you should do instead is actually warming up your cold audience and warming up your warm audience, right? By giving them a lot of content, just like a video, something like this. I am warming you guys up because probably it's the first ever time that you check my video out, whether it's in my Facebook Live or in my YouTube or any other channels out there. It's the first time you know about me. But I'm not just going to sell you something over here, right? I'm just going to let you receive values from me, right? After some time, then only I come up with some offers so that to see whether you're able to get even more values out of it. Does it make sense to you guys? So that would be the first ever business lessons that I learned over the years, and I made such mistakes before as well, okay? So the second mistake is about Facebook ads, right? Okay, without understanding the temperature of your audience, the cold, warm, and hot audience, it's very easy to make such a mistake. A lot of entrepreneurs out there, they wanted to you know what, let's roll out ads, right? A lot more people are going to see our products and they are just going to buy, right? We just need to make sure maybe 1% of the people buy our product, and then we will get good returns. Okay, this is a huge no-no. Okay, why do I say that? I'm not saying that Facebook ads didn't work. I'm saying Facebook ads is literally the way to go. It doesn't have to be any ads, right? It is a way that will actually scale your business. But you have to make sure that you have an ad that is predictable at first, right? So that's why if let's say you're starting out, especially you're starting out as a Facebook ads, one of the key criteria that you should do is actually install the Facebook pixels or to install the conversion API to define the event of each call to action button in your website. Of course, maybe you are not technical, you don't understand what I'm saying right now, but I'm just not going to go very deep about how to install the pixel. This video is not teaching you about how to install your Facebook Ads pixel or how to set up events in your event manager in Facebook Ads account. It is more about telling you the concept that even though today you have no intention to run ads, you have a website, you send people to your website, it is imperative, right, to start install the Facebook pixels as soon as possible when you have the website so that you can start collecting data. Data is king. Your data that you send your audience to your website, it's where it's going to determine what kind of traffic that you can tell Facebook to send what kind of audience that you tell Facebook to send to you in the future. So that's why when I first starting out, I have my website. It is like, oh my god, I miss out so many different chances because I have the Facebook pixels in place, but I did not set up my conversion API correctly. So if let's say you want to learn how to set up the conversion API, it's very easy. You can just Google or YouTube it, and then you can find tons of really awesome tutorial teaching you the step-by-step to do that. Okay? So the third business lessons that I learned over the years is that sometimes I will forget about it, but then I know this sounds very easy, but then some of us actually will overlook it. Okay, remember, sell the benefits, not the features. Okay, let me repeat it. Sell the benefits and not the features. Okay, June, it's so simple, like how can we forget it? Okay, it is easy when I talk about it, but then whenever we are in the business ourselves, it's hard to see that because we get too excited about the features we have. So what's the difference between the features and benefit? So let's assume that I'm selling an iPhone, right? An iPhone, the camera is so great, it's actually a feature. But then the benefits you can talk about, like because you're able to capture the important moments in your life just by using a camera. Just assume that you go out there, it's impossible to take a DSLR out there, right? Or you can use another smartphone. But then if let's say it's such an important moment, maybe it's the first ever time that your child start talking or start crawling, or like maybe it's the first moment of you taking a wedding photo, won't you want to have like the best camera in the world? Can you guys see what I'm doing right now? I'm actually selling I'm selling the benefits. I'm not selling the features. If let's say you just tell other people that, you know what, this camera, let's say, okay, if let's say you just tell others that this camera, like how great it is, something like, oh, I can shoot a lot of, I can zoom in and zoom out a lot. It's merely a feature. People don't buy features. They buy benefits, and that is where we're able to let them see the values, right? So always focus on benefits, never the features. One of the business lesson number 4, okay, not building a tribe. All right, before that, when I was like doing one of my e-commerce business, we didn't really focus on that, and that is one of the key lessons that I learned. Okay, what do we mean by movement or tribe? All right, remember, right now in this in the entire marketing world, you really need to build a group that is so belong to you, that only the members of the company, they want to be part of it. They want to be part of your movement. But then the next question is like, how can you build a movement? So for me, myself, I always call it like an amazing movement, where why do I name my Facebook group called Amazing Story, and then why do I name my YouTube channel called Amazing Life? Because I want to build this amazing movement where if let's say you separate amazing, how it reads is like amazing, right? To amazing. Amazing can be like someone who is in a maze, in a very confused stage, right? But then throughout all our different video tutorial where they follow through my journey from a maze story, they will then create an amazing and awesome story. So that's how I created this movement. But when I first starting out, I have no idea what kind of movement I want to create. I just thought about dealing with myself, what kind of movement I want to be part of. So that's where you need to come up with a movement by telling your own story, because stories connects and stories sells. Facts just, if let's say you just constantly talk about theory and facts, what they need to do and what they don't need, what they shouldn't do, without focusing on your story, the connection is not there. The movement is not there. Does it make sense to you guys? Alright, so in order to build a tribe, you guys must share a same mission or vision together. Mission or vision together. That's where you're able to gather a lot more people who is just similar, just like you, to build this movement together, right? So that would be the 4th business lesson that I learned. And the 5th and the last one, okay, it's about not knowing how to build a branding. Alright, branding is just more than just like what kind of color you should pick, what kind of font you should pick, like your logo looks very nice and professional, what's your website color. It's literally more than that. Okay, in this era right now, I felt like personal branding is so important, because how to create a really attractive personal branding is through the story that you tell. But then a lot of people would think that, oh my god, true story, I have no story to talk about and I'm not so advanced that I have a lot of business lessons to share, right? I'm just someone starting out. Remember, your journey of growth is a story. Whenever you're first starting out, you don't have to be someone who knows every little thing. You can just start documenting your journey, just like what I've been doing right now. So if let's say you guys are interested, you can check out my earlier Facebook Live, or in my YouTube channel. You will see the entirely different side of me where I speak very fast, although I'm still speaking very fast right now. Alright, so that would be about branding, and then talk about your story, your journey of growth, what you have been doing, and what you plan to do, where this kind of personal branding connects even more with your audience. And there is no better way to be able to connect with your audience than doing video. I understand that a lot of people come back to me saying, oh my god, June, I can't do video. I can only do written. Can I just do written? Yes, of course, but I just want to tell you guys that if let's say you're someone who is willing to do videos, you can grow so much faster compared to those who are not willing to do video. Does it make sense? Do you feel my energy even through this video? Right? You're able to feel it because you're watching my video. Does it make sense? If let's say just assume that I write a really long post regarding this video about the hot 5 business lessons, you probably will be bored to death by reading my written wording. But through the videos, that's where you get to know me. That's where I'm able to bring you to the next place. Does it make sense to you guys? Alright, so that's why if let's say you are someone who wants to grow an audience, whether you're starting out and you have totally no experience and no talent and you have no idea what to share, I have one free masterclass for you guys where I'm going to teach you how you are able to grow your audience and to grow your followings even though you have no experience and even though you're starting out. If let's say you want to join this free masterclass, feel free to go to this link, that is link.junelo.co/grow, G-R-O-W, alright? So remember, all these resources are for you for free. It's then up to you to take the next action, right, to make your dream come true. Alright, so that's all with my live today, and I look forward to see you guys in my Facebook group, that is www.amazingstory.co, and the next video then. Take care, bye!